One of the big challenges we parents face is to motivate our child to study. How we as parents can help in motivating our child to study. So that's the topic I'm going to discuss today. Now, for this, your child has to understand why is he studying. When children are very small, it is difficult for them to understand that why they are studying, why they are asked to study, what benefits will he get in life by studying, because he doesn't understand the meaning of good job, respect, status in society. But one thing he understands, that if he does well in studies, mummy and papa are full of praise and have pride in him. So we have to make sure by uh, frequent discussions with the child, depending on his level of class, for him to understand why is he studying. As he grows and goes to higher levels of secondary school and pre-university levels, definitely by that time he starts to understand why is he studying, for whom he is studying. If he gets good grades, what are the benefits he he gets. For example, when my daughters were young and they were in primary school and they didn't understand much of it, this good job thing, then what I told them, that every year you go on stage in the annual day function and collect a prize for coming first in the class. So how do you feel? And they used to feel very happy, very proud, eager to go on stage. So that was the motivation at that time. Now, when they grew up and came to secondary school, then of course they wanted to do well, so that they have good image or respect in the eyes of the teachers and their peers. So, as the children are growing, they start understanding that why are they studying? Is it just for papa or mummy, or is it for their own benefit? Whether it is in terms of higher self-esteem, or is it in terms of more preference given by the teachers to good students. So uh, the child has to slowly understand why is he studying. So some of the things which help the child do better in studies are, in fact, increasing his motivation and interest in studies. So we need to increase his motivation by doing all of these things, and as a result his interest in studies goes higher. By motivating a child to study, you help him develop better attitude and score higher marks in exams. Provide the child with positive encouragement, rewards, and if needed, some disciplining so that he starts taking interest in studies. Actually, our children are very confident at the beginning when they are young. It is the parents who take away that confidence. They keep looking at their children's mistakes, at things they cannot do or do wrongly, rather than what they can do right. So, as parents, we need to be observant and acknowledge strength of our children. Acknowledge strengths rather than look only at the weaknesses or what they could not do. Boost the self esteem and confidence of your child. That is a very, very important point. Boost self esteem and confidence of the child. Now, this is very, very, very different from this word called pampering, because nowadays we see we sometimes cannot see the difference in boosting confidence and pampering the child. Whenever a child is given something without a reason, then that's called pampering. But whenever something positive is done to the child with some reason, because of some uh, his positive behavior or achievement, then that's called boosting self-esteem and confidence. So we have to be very clear of this term pampering, and we have to avoid this. Now, as parents, you are the best person to evaluate your child and decide whether they need your help in improving their self-image and self-esteem. As the most important person in their lives, what do you think about them counts maximum? So tell them often how terrific they are, how proud of them you are. Then step back and watch as they live up to your words. So this is one way of boosting self-esteem and confidence, praising the child at the right time. So I can say, when you praise your child for good work, that helps in boosting the self-esteem and confidence of the child. Now, as an example, a child comes home with 97 out of 100 marks for maths test. And what do the parents say? How come you missed out on 3 marks? You're so careless. What are parents looking at here? They are looking at a child's weakness. Because of that, children lose confidence. Parents have got to change the mindset and instead tell him, that's really wonderful. You've got 97 marks. This boosts the child's confidence. Then later on, they might ask if he knows why he missed 3 marks. Chances are the child will tell you why. This way, the child realizes his own mistake and knows how to correct it the next time. Do not ridicule or criticize your child should his grades fall short of expectations. This is very, very important. Many times we parents fall into this trap that as soon as a very well performing child, his grades drop a bit and we start ridiculing him or passing sarcastic comments, that really demoralizes the child. Now, good motivation is usually associated with an interest in a subject, and you can increase your child's motivation if you can broaden his interests in that subject. One way of doing this can be to expose your child more to that particular subject by exposing him to read about the subject, look out for programs in TV, etc. So, I will say, by encourage the interest in whichever subject he has. So if a child shows interest in science, for example, take him seriously. Build on that interest. Take the child to science centers, science fairs, and library more often. By showing a sincere interest in what they think and do, you can actually motivate your child more effectively than by just praising them. So, if you really want to encourage our child to study, we need to take care of some of these things and make him feel that parents are always there to support his studies. When child has this feeling, when child feels assured, this is assurance. When child feels that he has unconditional assurance from parents that whatever grades he gets, he will not be ridiculed, then the child will be motivated to study. Because we as parents, if we recognize his effort, if we recognize his effort and sincerity, then he will surely be motivated to do better. So, I sincerely wish that you are able to motivate your child to study better and able to improve his confidence and his understanding in the class and in his interest in the subject, so that he becomes a self-motivated, self-disciplined student. Best of luck.